This session is no, I'm recording. Okay, so pandas typically this is what you'll spend a lot of your time.
So NumPy, whatever, like those things are done, right? NumPy.
Yeah. Numpy, as I was talking, it is like a low-level library. It is extensively you have. So it's not that Numpy usage ends there. Okay, we will be throughout using Numpy. So little bit utilities will
Mhm.
continue doing it. But typically Numpy is for number generation, computation and all that. So all your high-level libraries like Pandas, okay, like your scikit-learn, those internally uses Numpy. Okay, so you can focus more on high-level libraries and internally things will be taken care by Numpy. Got it, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
Pandas is like a little high-level library, and it is something which gives you, the computation power of Excel sheets. If you are coming from BI background, you will be working on Excel sheets a lot, or you will be doing, Excel macros and all that. Now, Pandas is high-performance open source library for data analysis, or you can do all your data analysis job using Pandas. Okay, all your data
Okay,
analysis.
okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
what you have is pandas, the processes data sets of different formats like time series. For example, you have e-commerce transactional data. You can call them time series because time will be important aspect over there. Tabular data, matrix data. You can imagine pandas, typically solving any sort of structured data. Okay, so what is structured data? Data which can be, which is generally presented in columns and rows, that is known as structured data. So pandas is extensively useful in processing structured information. Okay, now it can import csv, json database, any of the sources. It can do the processing for you. Okay, it can do, data slicing. You have a lot of data, it can help you filtering some data out of it. Okay, finding a subset out of it, merging one part of table. Like for example, you have weather report, you have to find out the relationship between sales of milk and weather. Okay, so what you can do, you can get milk sales information and weather report information. You can merge them and you will get the relationship between milk and weather. Got it, right? Okay, then
Mhm.
it helps in group by information, that group by particular product. You want to know what all transaction happen on product basis. It can help you doing that. Handling missing data is very important aspect, because generally in production level data and what is generally available, a lot of data will be missing. So how do you handle it gracefully so that your analysis is very much intact? How do you do that? That is what we'll study. How do you do statistical analysis using pandas? Then you have libraries like scikit-learn and tensorflow, which can consume data generated by pandas typically. So what is pandas? It is a package, okay, which provides you, okay, all the toolkit for doing data analysis, where you will be typically cleaning the data, massaging the data, processing the data, doing some analytics analysis on top of it. All those will be done here by your pandas. Okay,
Yeah.
so full session. Yeah.
So, Avantik, any restrictions like where we have to use pandas and we cannot use NumPy or?
Yeah. So NumPy, it is a homogeneous data storage, data processing. Like if you have same type of data, it can actually process it. But generally that is not the case. Generally, you have
Mhm.
Excel sheet or CSV files which will have one column as numbers, other column as strings and all that. So pandas actually can
Okay,
do the heterogeneous data processing. Okay.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
So how do you import this library? You import pandas as PD. Let me execute this line. Okay. Now, there are two major data structures in pandas. One is series, one is data frame. Okay, so what is series? Series, you can imagine. Okay, just visualize with me Excel sheet. Okay, series is nothing but one column. Okay, series is nothing but one column. Just the important part to remember with respect to series is it is a column, and each row of the column has an index associated. Okay, each row of the column has an index associated. And what is data frame? We'll study a lot of about both of them. Data frame is like collection of series. Okay, data frame is like collection of series. That means collection of columns. Data frame, you can imagine what is data frame. Data frame is like your spreadsheet, like an Excel sheet, where it is combination of all those series. Okay, let's see a little bit more about series. Series is very much like Numpy, just that it has index here, like with the data has index. So you can see see, always remember when you are creating a data structure, pd dot capital S it will be, because you are creating a data structure here. Okay, or whenever you're creating a data frame, it will be capital D capital frame F, camel case. Okay, so you are importing pandas and numpy here. After that, what you're doing here, you're creating a series, and this is the data that will be there in the series. Np random.rand, this is something Shalini will cover in numpy topics. What you're doing here, you're generating 7 random numbers. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, 7 random numbers you're generating. Then you're passing index information here. What is this index information? Index information is typically, uh, the 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 row number. So if I dump this entire data, it looks something like this. This is the index information. This is the data. This is the index information. This is the data. And if you have to access a particular element here, this is how you access it.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't mention index, by default it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3. It will start with regular index. If you want to mention anything, you can mention typically anything here. Fine.
Yeah. So yeah. So just like NumPy here also we can specify np dot random dot rand int in case of we want 0 to 9.
Absolutely, absolutely. All your NumPy
Okay.
functions should are available here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now let's proceed further. Okay, so if you do series that object name dot index, it will give you all index of the data. As you have already noticed, this is the index of the data. That is what it will be written here, index of the data. Okay, if you want to get all the values only, you will do series name dot values. You'll get all the values as you can see here.
Hmm.
Okay, all the values. Okay, now let's create some series. Okay, so first way to create series is you can create series from your dictionary. As you can see here, what you're doing, you have a Python dictionary here. Okay, in Python dictionary, the first thing becomes key, second thing becomes value. This is key, this is value, this is key, this is value. So this entire thing is a dictionary. Okay, so you can directly do pd.series and you pass a dictionary here. What it will do, it will create a series where the key column will be the key of the index column will be the key of the dictionary, and the value column will be the value corresponding to it. Is it clear?
Yeah, is it like converting JSON into CSV format like that? Is it like that?
Yeah, but this is not JSON. It is a Python data structure. This is known as dictionary. Okay,
Dictionary.
right. It
Okay.
is a key value pair. It's a key, it is value. It is key, it is value. Okay, it
Hmm.
is okay. So the unique part about dictionary is it will have key won't be repeated here.
Okay.
Okay, that is the reason why you can convert a dictionary into series directly like this. Okay, now let's
Okay.
now let's proceed further. So what you're doing here, you're doing current series and UK. So what happens over here? Okay, this is how you are getting access to one element here. That means what you're getting here, UK is euro, right? This value. This is the same way. Now you can create now you can create series from scalar values. Okay, so pd series, you are mentioning the scalar value. Scalar value means, if you see above, I was passing a lot of data here, right? 7 data here. I don't want 7 data, I just want some series. Okay, like you can see here, pd series 0 value. That means you want to initialize all the elements with 0, and this is the index 1 2 3 4. Similarly, if I dump doc series, it will be like this. All the values are same, xyz, and the key is breed and location. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So this is what you're doing. You're creating a series using scalar values. Okay, now let's proceed further. Okay, so here what you're doing, series, and this is also same thing. It is just creating the series. If you don't mention anything, as you see here, it will create a series with index 0, 1, 2, 3. By default, that is the stuff. If you don't mention anything, index. Okay, and see this thing. You are doing a slicing here, isn't it? You will see little more things around it. Okay, we'll see little more things around it, but you're doing the slicing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, so here you're doing a colon 3. Okay, colon 3 means it is giving you access to 0, 1, and 2. Got it, right? In Python, the last key is always exclusive. This is the rule.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it will be 0, 1, and 2. Colon 3, this is similar as Python accessing, similar to accessing list in Python, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shalini, is it clear?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay, very similar to list. Now, just see a flip side of it. Now, this is a series 2 which has the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now, series has index ABCD as you can see here. Now, if I write C here, have a note of this. Okay, we'll see this details also. But if you write C here, it will give you, since this is whenever you are indexing by value, right, it will not be exclusive. Whenever you are indexing by ID, it is exclusive. Like in this case, if you have written C, you will get value A, B, and C. Right? Did you notice this? It is not exclusive C. This was an index number which was auto generated, and that is the reason why it was excluded. This was included. Got it, right? This is something which will be throughout your pandas. This is a very important thing to note. Understood, guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the value is different. It is showing ABC. Is
Huh?
it like?
No, no, don't worry. I mean, I may have re-executed it, so
Okay.
randomly
Okay.
generated.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's the reason. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, see if you want to access a particular element, or over since this all these data structures are mutable, so you can change it. So if you do series C and you mention this 2222, it will go and override the content of C. Got it, right? And after that, if you dump the content, it becomes like this. Okay, so this is what makes it accessible, that element. If you want to like, see, this is your numpy thing. I mean, np mean. So what it will do, it will calculate mean of the entire series.
Okay.
Right? So you see this content, it will calculate mean of this entire series. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, you can do standard deviation. That is what NumPy has. All the functions of NumPy. This is calculating standard deviation. This is a useful piece of function, and it is very much used in machine learning actually. Because in machine learning, it is a common activity to randomly select data for training. Okay, so this is one. You have some data here. What it is doing is between 0 to 5, it is randomly selecting 12 numbers, and it is presenting here. Understood? What is it random choice doing? Between 0 to 5, it is selecting 12 numbers. Understood, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is arrange is nothing but 0 to 9 getting printed here. Okay. So this was something around series, and here comes our data frames, which is something that will spend around 10 hours. I mean, around
So,
8.
so all these things arrange and random choice everything because through NumPy already we had created. So can we do the same thing using like PD dot random dot choice like that?
No, 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 no. Those things are available in NumPy. Okay, so
Okay.
NumPy is internally using, Pandas is internally using NumPy, but all these mathematical calculations and all, you will have to make use of NumPy package itself.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so these all mathematical calculation you will always use NumPy with.
Okay.
Okay, so data frame, it is analogous to spreadsheets. It is a collection of series. Okay, mutable, that means contents are changeable. Heterogeneous, that means different column will have different data type. Understood? This 4 important point about data frames.
Yes.
Okay, so it is mutable. You can change the content. You can imagine this has nothing, but I will show you some content here. This is what it is. data frame. Okay, you can have different value, different content. Something will be string, something will be number. This is the column name. This is the index name. Okay, I'll come to this. Okay. Most commonly used data structure in
Yeah,
Panda.
Avantik, like one doubt.
Hmm.
That is, you told in pandas, like in NumPy, we have seen only kind of same kind of structure. Okay, only numerical kind, or it will not accept strings and all these things.
No, 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 no. It will
So
accept string, but it will be homogeneous.
okay.
Okay, remember in np.fill we are passing strings
Mm-hmm.
66. So it will accept this.
Yeah,
It will accept
yeah.
string.
For example, if we want to like as you were using NumPy dictionaries, if we want to concatenate like between strings and numerical values, then
Hmm.
in that case, what to do?
Yeah, yeah. So in NumPy you cannot do that. Okay,
Okay.
okay, because and that is effectively in whenever you're doing data analysis, your one column will have only same type of data. Okay, or you will
Mhm.
go to the uppercase. For example, if there is a column which has number, integer and float, so you'll upcast it. You will treat everything as float. Okay,
Okay.
okay. So but pandas on the other side, it can have different data type in different column, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. For that only I was telling. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Pandas, I can show you maybe in different notebook it is. So pandas will have different data type in different column. Okay, let's see few things. A lot of things will be clear with time. Okay, so what you're doing here, we are creating a dictionary of series. Have a note here. Okay, dictionary of series that you're creating here. The key of the dictionary becomes the column name. Okay, dictionary of series. So I'll just write it. Key of dictionary becomes column name. Okay, value of dictionary becomes column. Okay, so you can see here this is a column there is a series that you are creating. What is the values in the series? This is whatever number you have written here. What is the index of the series? This is the information here. Got it, right? So what you're doing, you're creating multiple series here. Okay, now to create a data frame, what you're
Mhm.
typically passing pd data frame, and you're passing this dictionary directly here. So what does it yield? It directly creates a data frame for you. Data frame is like a Excel sheet or spreadsheet for you. But have a note here. Here remember, okay, whenever this is quite logical. Like for example, if you're connecting, to okay, if you're connecting, say to series to become a table, right? One thing for sure, right? For example, this closing price is there. Whatever 346, this will be standing next to 1133. Is this point clear? Like in this case, like these are your index, isn't it? Beta, closing price, eps, market cap, pe, and all that. So what will it do? Even if we are changing the order here, it will try to bring apple's beta and amazon's beta in the same row. Is this part clear?
Mm. Can you just scroll it up?
Yeah.
Mm.
See, for example, see the important part about table is the index number is very index information is very big. It cannot just club it together. It will find two columns or two series with same index value, and then only they will join them together to create a row. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay, have a look here. For example, PE in Google is there, but Twitter it is not there. Let me show. Twitter there is no PE here, and that's the reason it is NaN. NaN means none or not a number. Understood?
Not.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So the key part here is the index has to match for different column. Only then the value will be there. Otherwise, one of them will be, NaN. Okay. So what is the essence out here? That PE for all these companies is mentioned only then it will be filling here. Twitter, it is not mentioned, it is not mentioned. It will not come here. Beta is not there for FB, so NAN. So let me check. Beta is not there here. So that is why it is NAN here. Understood? Hmm?
Yeah. Hmm.
Shalini, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If it's available, it will do summation.
Yeah, it is. If it is available, it will bring it up here. If it is not available, it will do NAN. Okay.
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 Mm.
Now, of course, I mean, after you have a data frame in this format, you can do a quickly transpose of it so that it shows in the right way. This is what we are more
Mm.
familiar in watching, right? So you do dot T,
Mm.
it will create a transpose of it. Understood?
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, suppose you have the entire stuff. Now, suppose you want to get only this Apple column information. Of course, remember, on doing this transpose, it is not changing anything in the stock. It is just displaying, returning you the content. It is not changing the stock DF. Clear?
Mm.
This will not change the stock DF. Just return display. Okay, so whenever I'm doing a stock, this is same as, this is how you can try to access a column. This is the column name, right? But remember, if you access it with single braces, this is again a rule throughout. Accessing with single braces returns you a series. Accessing column with single braces returns a series, right? When it returns a series, it will not have data frame capability, and when you are doing double bracket, it returns your data frame. Remember this. Okay, so don't worry, this is a rule throughout. Okay, you can see here, suppose you want to access multiple columns, right? You can get like this. You mention multiple columns here, and whenever you're accessing with single bracket, it returns a series. Accessing with double bracket returns data frame. Okay, accessing with double braces returns data frame, and once it is data frame, it has all the data frame functionality with it. You can data frame has more functionality than series, right? So you can do a lot of data frame activities on it, and if you are willing to get multiple columns, you can do it like this. Fine. Any question? Devanjan, Shalini, any questions?
No, fine.
Yeah, no, fine. I'm fine.
Fine, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed. Suppose you want to delete a column. Okay, now this is what you can do. This will delete a column seamlessly for you. But remember, this will delete. This will not return anything. It will simply delete it. Okay, so be careful when doing it. Delete data frame name and column name. Okay, you can see here no more Apple is there. Suppose you want to add a new column. Suppose Zeke column you want to add Zeke, and you do the stock TF. You want, so this is a very important piece of line, because it happens seamlessly, but a lot of things happen here. Okay, now tell me one thing. What about index of Amazon and sorry? What about index of Google? Is it same as index of Amazon?
No.
No.
Index values. What is index here in this table? What do you think is index? Go up to the table. Okay, this is index, right? Huh? And
Yes.
whatever you see in left hand side, this is nothing but index, isn't it? Something for
Yeah.
some values, for some cases the value for that particular index is NN, but still that is index, isn't it? Like Google has a lot of values here,
Mm.
right? So index of all the columns of a data frame is
Same.
same. Okay, that is why
Okay.
it is part of data frame. That is what is required. Remember this line always, that index of data frame is same.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now what you're doing here, okay, index is same, so you have stock, what are you doing here when you do this line, right? Stock Google, what does it return? It returns a series or a data frame.
Yeah, what this line mean? Like we are adding ZK, okay,
Ah,
and what we are doing here? Stock DF
see, this
Google.
is the output actually. So what we are doing here, we are adding 100 to Google's value and adding it as a new column, as you can see here.
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but remember one thing, this is, this, what is this line doing? This line is returning a series of Google's data. What is this doing? This is adding to each element to 100. So, and whenever this is returning a series, it is returning an index associated, so all the values corresponding to index is also accessed. Okay, and that is the reason you can add Zeek directly to it. Understood, right? So whenever you are adding, you have to add a add a series to the data. Okay, whenever you have to add a series to the data, you have to make sure that has the same index information to the rest of the data frame. Clear?
Oh, okay, so is this something like that? Whatever output we are seeing here, we can treat as a matrix here.
This output is actually not a matrix. This is what you call as data frame.
Yeah, for that only, like indexing should be, is it something like that? For example, if you treat the first one 0.52, 0.52, this value, is it something like that, that this is coming under like whatever we tell as X, I, J, like I for Amazon and J for beta, like whatever row or column, how you are,
Right,
how
right,
you.
right. Right, right. You can imagine it that way. You will access you directly won't access. There are some other utilities, lock, and that way you
Hmm,
will be accessing. But yes, you can
hmm, hmm.
access it that way. You can access it by row and column. Right.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
Like whatever the operations which are done on Excel can be done on this data frame.
Yes, yes, absolutely, and much better and much more flexible.
Much more.
Okay.
Every operation like fixing the column,
Yeah, yeah. Of course, every
header
operation.
fix on
Every
scroll.
yeah, whatever
Okay,
computation you
okay.
want, whatever operation you want, you can do everything using this. That is why this is replacing a lot of BI products in the market,
Yeah,
because this is
yeah.
programmable. That makes it flexible, and it is open source, so it can be used by anybody to develop any product. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so the important point here is the takeaway point here is, okay, you can add any column for sure, but remember, whenever you're adding a column, the index information should be same as the data frame, otherwise it will add somewhere else. Okay, we'll see, those things. Understood what has happened here? What has happened here? You are typically
You're
using,
adding one more.
huh?
You're adding another column.
Right, we are adding a
Uh,
column. Okay, and the addition is possible because stockdf.google will have the same index as of stockdf. That's the reason this would work. Okay, now this we'll move to the second step. We'll just do a lot of stuffs. Okay, so here we just added one column. So now the second stuff is, okay, second stuff is what we are doing. We are creating a data frame from Numpy array. Okay, so you can see here we have a two-dimensional NumPy array, right? 20, 35, 25, 20, and 10, 11, 32, 29. Two-dimensional NumPy array. Okay, so what you are mentioning here is a column name. Okay, columns is equal to whatever is written here, and index is equal to whatever you are mentioning. And what this yield is a data frame like this, where it chooses column names from the list of column that you have mentioned here, and it chooses index from whatever you are mentioning here, like AP and this. Okay, so what you're doing here, you can have a simple NumPy two-dimensional data, and you can very readily convert it into a data frame. The important property about data frame is it will have column name and the row information. Is it clear?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the second way. Third way to create a data frame is you can, as we have seen earlier, you can create a data frame from dictionary of series, as you can see here. Okay, this is we've seen the same example above. Okay, this is the name of the column, this is the column information, this is the index information. And very important point to note here, and because this is a simple example, it will be more clear. Okay, see this, you have certain differences in the index, is it? You have E here, you have D here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. You have differences in index. So when you create a data frame like this and you want to join this, you'll obviously see that, in one, for D one column is missing, for E one column is missing. Have a note here. Did you notice this? Since it will create, it will create superset of indexes. Okay, but and it will align 1 to 5 because 1 and 5 both have index of A. Okay, and you can see here D is not present in ABC, that is why NaN, but D is present in DF, that is why 8.0. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much expected. Now a beautiful thing here, suppose you want to combine two data frames, and you suppose, see, you can create data frame from Excel sheets also, you can create data frame from CSV, you can directly do pd dot read CSV. Okay, we'll see that in the next document. Pd dot read CSV, it will read a CSV file, create a data frame for you. Okay, now what you're doing here, you are typically, you are creating a data frame like this here, same, and you're creating another data frame, but the difference is this data frame has only one column ABC, this data frame has two columns ABCDEF. So what is the thing here? So this is your DF2, which has two columns, and this is your DF3 here, which has one column. Got it, right? This is your one DF2, this is your DF3. What happens when you try to add them? What will happen? Yeah, guys, any thoughts?
It will be replaced like it is having two set of columns for the first one,
Right.
and for the second one it is having one. It will give error.
Yeah, so it will actually not give error. What it will do, and this is what happens in data
It
frame.
will
Okay,
get
okay, yeah.
the data frame will be created.
Right, right. What it is doing actually with this data is missing here, right? So it will use that as a NaN, and it will try to add NaN here, and the resultant will be NaN. This is what it becomes. Okay. But is this desirable at times? Okay. So this is not always desirable, because what will this lead to? A lot of NaN data. You cannot do a lot of data computation when a lot of data is NaN, because this will not give you a right clear
Mhm,
picture. So what you want is,
mhm.
okay, I am adding this fine, but if whenever this for next column, add it zero at least, not NaN. Okay, so what you want is, you want to insert a zero column here like this, as you have seen above. Scalar zero is a scalar con number, right? And you are using DF. You can create df3 or index also, because you want to create a series with all indexes as same as df3, and with all values 0. So I could have definitely made it like abc df all zeros here. Okay, now.
Okay, so after any computation, then only I have to do this.
Mhm.
Like after any computation, if we are getting NaN, then to replace NaN with 0, then only we have to, in the final step, we have to write
No, no,
this.
no, no. For that is a different thing. See, I am not storing this data here. I'm just showing you that, if I do this, this is what it happens. So I don't want to do
Okay.
this before preparing my D3. So that is what I'm doing. I'm preparing my D3 now. DF3 looks like this now. It has a new column with all values 0. So that when I try to do, addition again, I get some same results. Is it?
Hmm. Here also it is coming NaN for D and D.
Right, right, right. Okay. So similarly, so now for DNE, because what has happened. Let me execute it. Okay. So yeah. So you have this data. Now what you want to do? You want to so here. I want to create a new series of zeros. So actually, I will do DF3. Okay. So you can see now A, B, C, E is there. Okay, with the DF3. So and DF2 is this. So it what it does not have is D data, right? So when you merge D data, right? D data is not there here. So of course I didn't add it here. That is why both this data is NaN. Of course you can after when you have NaN here, right? You can use fill Na, drop Na to replace all these NaN utilities. Got it right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. You can use Numpy utilities like square root in data frame and it will create square root of all the data. Right? So what is it doing? It is calculating square root of all the values in the data frame. Understood, right? What we discussed here today. Okay. So you have a data frame. You can get a particular column of a data frame, pass it to NP, some mathematical statistical utility, get some data out of it. You can. Okay. So I got a brief understanding what is Pandas all about.
So pandas are only used for this data framing, Excel, like that work, or any other?
Pandas typically are used mostly for data cleaning, data analysis. So I'll show you here. So this is what we did in
Okay.
introduction. Pandas, indexing, selecting. So it can help you picking some data, doing some computation. Like you can have grouping, merging, reshaping, appending, missing data time series, right? You can have all this sort of like around 5, 6 notebooks will be doing all this. Clear?
Okay. Yes, yes.
Okay. So let's proceed further. Okay. The next thing in pandas is actually indexing and selecting, which apparently gets little trickier because you'll see something not so expected here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so what you have here is typically dictionary of dictionary. Okay, what is this dictionary of dictionary? Okay, what we studied in the previous topic is you can definitely convert a dictionary to a series, right? Okay, you remember, right? We saw dictionary getting converted to series.
Yeah. Just like the JSON format, how you said.
Right, right. Dictionary is more or less. I mean, we can very easily convert JSON to dictionary, dictionary to JSON, and all that. But you can convert this internal dictionary into series. So what happens? You can directly actually, if you do like this and like this, you can directly pass this and dictionary of dictionary to this API data frame. Okay, dictionary you're passing it directly. What it will do, it will create a data frame for you. Got it right? Where the name of the dictionary becomes a column name, the key of the dictionary of the inner dictionary becomes an index. Is it clear? Hello. Yeah, Devanjan
Yes.
Shalini, is it clear?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes, yes. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hello.
yeah, yeah. It's fine, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. And as we have seen earlier, when you give double braces, what happens? You get a data frame, right? As you can see here. When you give the other way to do this is just putting dot. Remember this, this is only possible when the column name is only single word. If it is more than single word, this type of execution is not possible.
Okay.
Okay, because of course there is no syntax to help it out here, and this is returning a series. Okay, this is not returning a data frame. Suppose you want to get all the column names, you can typically do this. Understood, right? Data frame dot columns. You want to typically get all the index, right? This is what you can do. Data frame dot index. You want to calculate the mean of the entire data frame, right? Entire columns, all the columns of the data frame. To whose mean can be calculated? You cannot, of course, do mean for string arrays, string data, isn't it? You can do mean for uh, only numerical data.
Integer.
Yeah. So that is what you are doing. You are calculating Dubai mean is this, UK brand mean is this, West Texas intermediate is this. Okay. So another way to
Okay.
find what are the contents of the data frame is using describe function. Okay. So as you can see here, if you do data frame dot describe, okay. So what will it do? It will actually give you all sorts of combination here. Count, that means how many total elements are there, mean of all the elements, standard deviation of the minimum of the elements, 25%. This is known as quantile. 25%, 50%, 75% max. This is known as quantile. Okay, it gives you, typically, just imagine if you have a huge CSV file, and you're just successful able, you're successful in loading it. So just the function, this describe function will definitely give you a decent insight of the entire data. Fine.
Okay. So any kind of percentage will work here, or
Huh?
like here, whatever you have mentioned, 25%, 50%,
Hmm.
75%. If we want to pass in between any of the percentage value.
No, for that you have to use quantile function. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, you have to use quantile function. Okay, but describe will show, this is the standard template for describe. That is the idea of describe, is to show some insight of the data. Fine, right?
Okay.
Okay. Then you have this, whatever data we calculated, we are dumping the contents of it. So now you want to see, this is like big names here, right? So of course you don't want them to be used, right? You want to rename the columns. That is what you can do. Data frame dot columns and pass the new list of column names here. Is that fine? Right? This is what changes the column name. You can see here, this is how what becomes to the column name. Fine, right? Renaming the column name.
Okay.
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 Okay. These things are deprecated now. Actually, few things. Let me start it again from here. These two, whenever you see these two, these don't work on your latest, latest version of Anaconda. This is deprecated now. You'll see a warning coming up with this. Actually, it won't even execute now in the latest. If you download, you can try this, Deviation in your system. You downloaded last week only, right? So this won't be working in your system. This data, apparent times.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming back to,
Okay.
so
Okay.
now that you have multiple rows here, if suppose you want to get access to a particular row, what you can do something like this. This is slicing actually. You will not remember. You will not be getting anyway. Let me just explain this. Okay, see this, it will not work. Okay, it will not work because data frame row cannot be accessed like this. It always has to be accessed as a slice. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, suppose you do this 032, that means alternatively it tries to access all the 023 01 q1. This is the data, 23 q3, this is the data. Okay, suppose you want second onwards all of them, right? You can write 2 colon, that will be second onwards all of them. Okay, now that you want to reverse the contents of the row, remember none of them is changing the contents of Dubai price data frame. It is just returning you after the needful filtering. Okay, suppose you do colon colon minus 1. What is it supposed to do? It will reverse all the contents of data frame. But remember, it will not do any changes here. It will just return the reverse value. Like earlier, it is Q13, Q1, 13, Q2, 13, Q3, and 13, Q4, right? Now it has just reversed the contents of it.
Like descending order.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just reverse the order actually, nothing much. So it was like this earlier.
Reverse.
And when you do colon colon minus 1, it will actually reverse the contents like this. Fine, right?
Like I have a doubt. How will it differ from? How will it understand that this is JSON and this is dictionary? Because both look similar.
Oh, don't worry about it. In JSON, the first this thing, right? Sorry, in JSON, yeah, here it is. So in JSON, actually, everything will be in the code. So I mean, it's typically you have to, okay, it's typically you have to understand from the context a bit, because here we are not creating JSON, and generally, I mean, you can refer to this library actually for JSON in Python.
Okay.
Okay, just let me show. Mm, JSON. So there is in Python there is you have to import JSON. Yeah, this is just refer to this thing. Okay, see here you can see import JSON, and inside this you are having a content like this, right? So now it will convert this particular data, string data, into JSON. Understood, right? Otherwise, that you won't be directly writing as a JSON content. I mean, Python has to
Oh,
understand, interpret that this is a JSON, and it can take it further from here. By default, whenever you see this, is typically your
diction.
dictionary. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So till this point, is it clear to both of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's proceed further. So we have a new dictionary here. What is this new dictionary? New dictionary is nothing but a dictionary of lists, as you can notice here. This is the key. This is the value. Value is all list here. This is the key. This is the value. Value is all list here. Okay. So what you're doing here, you want to convert this entire dictionary into data frame. Okay. So what is the first thing that you pass? You pass the entire dictionary. Okay, so when you're passing the entire dictionary, it will become a data frame, but you want to pass the index information also here. So what is that index information? You want to convert this first, column, this column into index. So that is what you are doing here. You are passing the name of that the row of the dictionary into, I'm sorry, the column of the dictionary, this data of dictionary as a index column, as you can notice here. Okay, and you want other things to be, see, since this is index, this key is fixed, you want to mention the other keys here as a column name, and this is what it yields. Got it, right? This is the column name, this is another column name, this is another column name, and this guy becomes dictionary here. This guy becomes index here. Okay, so what you're doing, you're converting list of dictionary into a data frame here, where you're explicitly mentioning that this guy will become your index. So the importance of index in data frame is very high. Okay, because if you generally in your day-to-day life, when you're doing data analysis, you will be always changing the index of the data so that you can quickly retrieve some information. Got it, right? Okay, so we'll see it in a minute what
Yeah.
exactly mean by that. Okay, uh, okay, so let's see. This is so. Is it fine, or shall I continue tomorrow? Because we have touched quite a few important things, and because lock ilock will be a next topic,
Yeah,
no? Because it's a new topic.
yeah. I also think the same. Like tomorrow would be fine.
Yeah, because this is a fresh new topic. It would be a little good if you can
Yeah, yeah.
hands on.
Mhm.
And because ilock lock is a little confusing topic, prior to that, if you can just revise or do a little bit of coding around this topic, it would really boost the confidence.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think I've recorded. I think it will do the conversion. I'll mail it to you guys tomorrow. Okay. Shalini, any questions?
No, sir, no, sir.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay. 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 Perfect. Okay. Good night, guys. Have a nice day.
Yeah, good. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Good night. Yeah.
Bye, Dilanjan. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. Good night.